Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Force Feed, the show where I keep you up to date on all recent gaming news and announcements. Today is Monday, November 28th, 2011. Let's just jump into today's gaming news. GameStop has recently released the pricing for the PlayStation Vita memory cards. The reason this is important is because in order to play many of the Vita games, and in order to save data on almost all of the Vita games, you will require the purchase of an extra memory card. Prices will be ranging from $30 for a 4GB memory card to $120 for a 32GB memory card. That is potentially $120 extra on top of the price of the Vita. This is going to bring up the question of buying necessary extras whenever you purchase a new gaming system. Be it a handheld system, a console, or even a PC, there are these required extras that you have to pay, and when you initially look at the price of getting one of these new consoles or systems, you may not initially tally that up. So you look at the price of the Vita and you expect to pay this much, then all of a sudden you find out upon getting to the store and purchasing the Vita, oh, by the way, you're going to need to buy this extra $120 memory card. This is kind of frustrating for me. I really wish that they could throw stuff like this into the initial sale of the package. Even the lowest end memory card would be fine, and just tack on the extra cost onto the total cost rather than having these hidden costs when buying a new system. Let me know what you guys think below about such said hidden costs that do come with the purchase of new consoles, specifically looking at the PlayStation Vita and the extra necessary cost for a memory card. A recent video was posted by some modders showcasing the possibilities for Cryengine 3. This is a phenomenal visual display of what Cryengine 3 is capable of, and for those of you graphic aficionados, you're going to certainly appreciate this. This looks absolutely beautiful. It's actually a rendering of the Titanic, interestingly enough, and just taking a look at some of this stuff, I mean, I'm absolutely blown away. I absolutely love games with good graphics, but that it's not a substitute for solid gameplay, but seeing what could potentially come from Cryengine 3 is giving us a nice peek into the window of the next-gen consoles, and it's something that I am looking forward to. Some rumors have been going around about the Kinect 2 and its possibilities of reading lips as well as recognizing the emotional state of any individual. Now that is very, very interesting, and a lot of these possibilities are attributed to the fact that the Kinect 2, as opposed to the Kinect 1, will not be using a USB connection. As such, it allows for greater data speeds and larger possibilities. I think this is really cool, even aside from gaming, the possibilities that something like the Kinect 2 is going to bring up. If it can really read lips, then that means, navigation through just speaking is a possibility. But, I mean, in addition to that, there's all sorts of possibilities for gaming and even just general navigation of a home entertainment system. I mean, even now we're looking at being able to use hand signals and motion, which direction you want to move in. Although that technology is still kind of finicky, as we progress, and especially moving away from a USB connection into a more solid and faster data speed connection, it's going to allow for greater recognition and greater possibilities in terms of the actual functionality of these types of motion sensing machines, such as the Kinect. What do you think motion tracking can eventually lead to in gaming or otherwise? What are your hopes and possibilities? Let me know below. A very interesting article on Kotaku was recently posted discussing a mother who sent in a message to the Telegraph talking about how WoW turned her son into a computer-addicted, aggressive school-skipping child. Quite the statement indeed. That is a summarization of what she said, but essentially she said that since she bought WoW for her son about 2 years ago, he's become more aggressive, he's been doing less physical activities, and she's basically stating that he's become addicted to video games. Now, it does not appear like she is directly blaming World of Warcraft, although there have been people who have blamed games directly for addiction and for changing their kids and stuff like that. This is something that I have a hard time coming to terms with. I, in general, do not like taking blame away from the individual. People have control over their own actions, and I certainly think that that's a large part of this. What I personally tend to believe is that people with addictive personalities, that can really come out, especially in a game like an MMO. And you have to keep in mind that MMOs are specifically designed to keep a player playing constantly. I mean, that's the entire point. That's how it works. They put in these systems in place that it takes you a long time to get rewarded for something, but the reward is so satisfying that you want to continue to do it over and over and over again. And that's how they get you to consistently pay monthly subscriptions. This is just how the model of an MMO is made. This is how these games are designed. So again, you take a person that has addictive tendencies and you put them in under a system like an MMO, which requires you to constantly play and get the satisfaction consistently spread out over a large period of time. It can make for a disaster. And I will be the first to admit that I have played way too much of many video games, but it hasn't been just MMOs. I do certainly feel like I sometimes can have those addictive tendencies, as there are many gamers who do. It's all about self-control and being able to take care of yourself. But when it comes to video game addiction, what do you guys think? Do you think it is real, or are you more inclined to believe that they're just certain personalities who may get too involved and do too much at certain things? And again, specifically looking at the MMO model and how it kind of thrives off of those type of individuals. And that will, of course, lead us right into the question of the day, and this is going to be a heated debate, so we'll go ahead and make it about this. Do you think gaming addiction is real? Do you think there are actual claims behind it, or does it have a lot more to do with the person rather than the games themselves? Alright guys, that is going to do it for this episode of the Force Feed. Stay tuned tomorrow for more updates, keeping you guys informed as to what is going on in the gaming industry. Once again, this has been Force, and you've just been Force Fed.